What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Cosmo, aka the Harpie guy, back with a deck profile. And today, it's Harpie's 3.0. Yes, I'm so happy to introduce Harpie Conductor. She is, she's okay, but for being a Harpie player, I'm excited. We finally got our Link Monster. I want to give a huge shout out to my man Jordan. He pulled this for me on Thursday. I didn't have to go buy it or anything, but he pulled the copies that I needed for the deck, and I want to say thank you, bro. You hooked me up. I'm sorry you didn't pull your Lambda in the deck box. I mean the booster box. So, but we didn't want to talk about side frames. We don't like side frames. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. So since my last deck profile, I want to thank you guys for all the comments and the likes and the views of my deck profile. I really worked hard on this deck, and I love this deck. I've been playing this deck, since day one. So it's like, I'm very happy that you guys liked it and commented on it. And it was nice about it. So I appreciate you guys. So, without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. Let me show you how I'm playing Harpie's 3.0 now. A little bit of things is different from the last deck profile, but that's a little bit. I'm still keeping the same, ratios that I had before, but you'll see. So let's get into the deck profile and let me show you what I'm playing. All right, so let's move this. Hey, Harpie Lady 2. All right, so first off, you want to run 3 copies of Harpie Chandler. She is amazing in this deck. You have to run her at 3. She's a no-brainer. So what you do is with her, for those who don't know, you can discard a Harpie card to special summon a Harpie monster from your deck and defend. Doesn't matter what Harpie it is, all it's a Harpie monster. Well, you can't special summon Harpie Lady Sisters because they can't be summoned that way. But any other Harpie monster, you're good. But yeah, so that's her effect. It sucks if she gets Ash Blossom or Effect Veiler or Ghost Soldier. It sucks, but I mean we have ways to counter that. But you have to run her at 3. If you're not playing her at 3, you're not playing Harpies correctly. So you have to run her at 3. It's a mandatory. It's a no-brainer. All Harpie players know that. So run her at 3. Next off, I run 3 copies of Harpie Queen. So what she does is she searches out for your Harpie's hunting ground by discarding her, and she's a beat stick. So you get her out late game when you bring out this third party. You can just she's good. And she's in rank 4 and all that jazz. So I run 3 copies of her. Next off, I run 3 copies of Perfumer. She's the new Bae from the last set that came out I think January. So pretty much what she does is when she's normal or special, you can add a Harpie Lady Sisters spell or trap card in his name with text in his name to your hand, and if you have Harpie Lady Sisters out in the field, you can add 2 different cards to your hand. So she's really good. I like to come her off with Chandler sometimes. And the good thing about her is she's still a Harpie. Yeah, so another thing I want to point out. So she's still a Harpie Lady in the graveyard or in the field. Just that you just can't Egotist her. And that's what mostly all the Harpie monsters, except for Harpie Lady 1. So that's what people know. I already know my Harpie players already know that, but some people don't know. So yeah, run her at 3. I like her. She's she's awesome. She's sexy. You gotta run her at 3. Got to. Next off, I run 3 copies of Harpie Harpist. She's the other important card in this deck. So doesn't matter how she gets to the field. She can be discarded, XYZ material, link material. You get to add a level 4 Harpie monster with 14 less attack to your hand. So next turn, it sets you up for next turn. So you can add, this beautiful woman to your hand, or you can add this beautiful woman to your hand, or you can add Dancer, or Oracle, or whatever. Anything that helps you up for next turn, and that's the awesome part. And then the good thing is she's a beat stick too, 1700 beat stick. So that's really awesome. I don't really get off her first effect. I think the first effect is kind of but the second effect is what you really want. Next off, I'm running 2 copies of Harpie Lady 1. She's out of all the 3 sisters, I like her the most because she gives you the attack boost. I don't play Cyber Harpie because, she really don't do too much. Yeah, she's a beat stick. Believe me, I would play her if I could, but she counts as a Harpie Lady. And it's mandatory to only have 3 Harpie Lady cards. So, it sucks. I wish Konami can let us do it. I mean, if it was my way, I'll play all 3 of them if I could, but can't. But yeah, these 2 are the most viable ones I feel like you could play in the deck. Next off, I do run the 1 Harpie Lady Sisters. I hate this card with a passion. It does not look like them. I don't know who these girls look like, but it doesn't look like them at all. And Konami, with the new support that what Harpie's got this year, they want us to, use Harpie Lady Sisters. And I get it. I'm not a fan of this card. I would never play this card, but with the support, it kind of evolves around them, and I want to get the full effects out of all of them. And late game, you can get her out late. Late game is when this card shines because this when your graveyard is packed with stuff in there. You can start using your effects with your other cards on the field. When she's on the field, so she does a lot of good things. I haven't ran into the part where she bricks my hand. I know that's what a lot of people talk about, the brick part, but I never had that problem. And, I mean, I'd play her, but, you don't have to, but you could put in another slot card in there if you wanted to, but you could probably put in Cyber Harpie if you didn't want to play this card. But I like to play her because, for one, she got a nice little 21 booty, and, you can use her for link material. It doesn't really matter. So, next off, I'm on 1 copy of Harpie Oracle. She's really good. So what her effect is when she's, if you have a Harpie Lady, if you have a level 5 Harpie monster on the field, you can special summon this card. So you want to extend your Link plays, your XYZ plays, you could. And her secondary effect is if she's normal or special, she can add from the graveyard a spell or trap card with Harpie Lady Sisters in this text. So that means if you have Elegant Egotist in your graveyard, it's another way for you to get that card back out. If you have Hunting Ground in your graveyard, it's another way you get that back out. If you have Allure Mirror. So you have multiple ways of getting your cards back. And I feel like, she's good in the middle game, late game, if you wanted to play her. But she's not really good normal, in the beginning stages because your graveyard needs to be kind of packed. So that's why I play 1 of her. Next up, 1 copy of Dancer. She's good if you want to get the pop and block party going. So, her effect is you can normal summon her, and then you can pop her back, or if you have Hunting Ground in the field, then you bounce her back. Then you can combo her off with her, because she'll be special. And then you can combo her off with Chandler, or you can combo her off with Harpist. So many things you can do with her. And I only play 1 copy of her because you can search her out now easily. And yeah, she gets things going. And then not a lot of people play back row. Not a lot of decks nowadays play a lot of back row unless you go against those anti-mana decks that wants to play those horrible floodgate shit on you, and that's when you can get her out of there. So that's why I play 1 copy. And last but not least, for the Harpie monsters, I do run 1 copy of Harpie's Pet Dragon. He's my dragon. I know people don't like him. He could be a brick, but like I said, I never had to run into that problem. And if I did run into that problem, I have ways to get him out of my hand. So I run 1 copy of him. That's because he's a beat. I just use him for link fodder and this XYZ fodder, pretty much. And then to round off my monsters, I do run 2 copies of Ash Blossom, Joy Spring. I felt she's the best hand trap in this in this era of Yugi, so why not play her? And that rounds off my monsters. Onto my spells, I do run 3 copies of Steric Sign. You have to run this card at 3. This is your card that you can search out for Elegant Egotist. And if it gets destroyed or sent to the graveyard, you can add, at the end phase, you can add 3 different Harpie cards to your hand. So you can add Feather Storm to your hand. You can add, any Harpie monster in your hand for next turn. So that's the good part about this. And then we also have new ways to get this card, like, to really get this card off the field quicker. And I'll get into that later. So you gotta run 3 copies of Hysteric Sign. Next off, you gotta run 3 copies of Harpie's Hunting Ground. I don't know why people run this card at 2. Yeah, I get it. You can search it out and all that, but that's to know you have 3 copies of this card. Like, it's one of the best. It's one of the best field spells in Yu-Gi-Oh today. And I always say it in all my deck profiles because this is. It is. I mean, who doesn't like back row? I don't like back row. I hate back row. And that's why Harpies was one of my decks. What was my calling? Because back in the day, people used to Mirror Force me, Kunai Chains me, Shadow Spell me, all those old school cards back in the day. And now I've got newer school cards like, Drawing a Mirror Force, Quaking Mirror. I don't like that stuff. And my friends, they all play that stuff. So having Harpie's Hunting Ground allows me to stop all your floodgates from happening and all your stupid back row. So you have to run this card at 3. I don't care. I mean, it's not limited, so play it at 3. Next off, I run 3 copies of Alluring Mirror Split. This card is really good. I mean, look at the artwork; it's sexy. You got all those beautiful harpies up there. Oh my god, Harpie. But I played 3 copies. I know some people play it at 2, but you can get them to go off from the field. If you have multiples in the field, you can get them to go off. So we don't know what Alluring Mirror Split do. It's a continuous. And that was one of the main things that Harpies needed. They needed something. If you get rid of your Harpie girls, you really don't get anything in return. Because this is an old school deck. But having this card allows you to replace your Harpie monster, even when it gets destroyed by battle, or if this card gets destroyed, you can special summon them. So I'm getting ahead of myself. So if a Harpie monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon a Harpie monster from your deck, a different name, the one that got destroyed. Which is cool. So that means you can combo off with Harpie Harpist or Oracle, which is the 2 new cards, or you can go into Chandler. It doesn't really matter. Then, if this card were to get destroyed by a Harpie card or by your opponent, you get to spell summon a Harpie monster from the graveyard. So either way, you're bound to have a Harpie monster in return. So that's the best part I like about this card. It's so awesome. And we have ways to pop this now, so again, I guess I'll get into that later. But yeah, I run 3 copies of this card. I mean, I feel like if your cards ain't limited and you get the more bang for your buck out of it, why limit it, So this card, I run one copy of it is Harpie Feather Rest. So Harpie Feather Rest is like my pot of greed. So what this card do is you can target 1 Harpie Lady, 1 Lady Harpie Lady in your graveyard. 3, matter of fact, you can shuffle them back into the deck. And then if you have Harpie Lady out on the field, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just so excited. So you can shuffle 3 Harpie Lady monsters in your graveyard into your deck, and then you can draw 1 card. And if you have a level 5 or higher Harpie monster on the field, you can draw 2 cards. So late game, this card shines a lot. So I like to play this card, and it's very recyclable. When you have Oracle, you can get this out again with Oracle, and like your graveyard be so packed. Helps you recycle your Harpie monsters, especially your your Harpie Lady ones, because Elegance Egotist is a live card for you. So being able to have this card in your jurisdiction. I understand this card. I can't play this card at 3 because sometimes, it's a bricky card, and you don't really want to just put all your Harpie monsters back in. You just really want to target your Elegant. You just want to target Elegant Egotist targets, which is the Queen. I mean, not the Queen. Harpie Lady Sisters or Harpie Lady Ones. Next off, something new I'm trying out. It's 2 Elegant Egotists. Yes, I'm playing 2. This card always at 1. But, that's to be able to, try to go for game and try to, like, extend your board. And, it's an awesome card. So far by playtesting with it, I haven't had any problems. But that's to have this card to have more searches That's to have plays in your deck. The setup for next turn is really important. And sometimes I feel like, one is not enough. So I did have a game, recently when someone had used DDD Crow on me and they got rid of my Egotist. I was like, shit. What am I gonna do? So having two at your disposal is really good. It's not a dead card. It's not once per turn, and you can able to extend your plays. So, 2 copies of Egotist, and then rounding off my spells. You know me, I don't like back row. 2 copies of Titty Twister. So if you have stupid cards in your hand and you don't want to use it right away, you can use this for Harpie Harpist, or you can just get rid of Pet Dragon in your hand. You can do whatever you want. I like this card. I don't like back row. You already know my stories with back row. So that rounds off my spells. For my traps, you have to run 3 copies of Harpie Featherstorm. This card is like the most brokenest hand trap I feel like in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, the fact that it shuts down all monsters from anywhere, hand, field, or graveyard, is awesome. You have to run this card at 3. I wish there was a way I could search it out with Perfumer. It would have been awesome. But the fact is, it doesn't have Harpie Scissors in this card text. And I think Konami knew what they was doing when they made this card. But I feel like when we get our Feather Duster back, this card might go up in price. So get your copies now, because I have a feeling Harpie Feather Duster is coming off that ban list. I'm really hoping. But yeah, this card right here is the real deal. So your opponent wants to start comboing off on stuff. It shuts them down. So 3 copies of that. Next off, I run 2 copies of Historic Party. This is the OG Pendulum card. Discard a card. Doesn't matter what card it is. You can discard Harpist off of this, get that effect, and then you can special summon multiple Harpie monsters as much as you can from the graveyard to the field. Then you can start getting stuff to go off. But just remember, if you have Hunting Ground out on the field, you only get 1 pop. You don't get like simultaneously pops, because it counts as 1 summon. So that's just a little heads up. But Historic Party is the OG Pendulum card. When I play this card, my friends be like, "What the fuck?" Like they say, "Yo, it's crazy." So having this card out at your disposal is good. Sometimes I have run into some occasions where I do open up with this card. I'm like, but I feel you have to run it at 2. It's a really good card, especially late game. So 2 copies of Historic Party. And to round off my traps, I do run 1 copy of Elegance. This card is beautiful. This should have been Harpie Sisters artwork from the beginning. So what this card does is you can shuffle 1 Harpie Sisters in your monster zone, which is not a problem, because if you play it right, you can get it to go off, and then you can special summon 3 Harpie monsters from hand, deck, and or graveyard. So you will have that at your disposal, because you will have Harpie monsters in your graveyard, you will have Harpie monsters in your hand, and you will also have Harpie monsters in your deck. That's why I kind of like maximize my Harpie monsters to its full potential. And then another effect is, if this card was to be destroyed, by card effect, you can add a Harpie monster from your deck to your hand. So it's like another channeler in a way. So that's why I only play 1 copy of it, because you don't want to open up 2 multiples, because like I said, getting Harpie Scissors out on the field is not like a mandatory thing, but it is another way to search out for something. And with the new card that I'll show you in just a minute, you'll understand why. So 1 copy of this, and that is my Harpie deck. I try to keep it at 40, so I can be able to see my cards. Now, time to get into the extra deck. I do run 2 copies of Harpie Conductor. I'm so happy that Konami put her as a secret rare, as she deserves to be secret rare. I was so nervous that she's going to probably be a super rare, or a rare, or even a common, because they always do that to like old support. They always give them the ball. But I'm so happy that they did. I'm not happy that she's censored. the bad part. But even less, I'm happy that we have her. So pretty much what her effects are, I'm gonna read it to you because she's a new card for you guys. So let's do it together. So if a Harpie monster you control will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy one spell or trap card instead. So like I said, you can destroy Elegance, get that effect off. You can destroy Lunar Mirror, get that effect off. And you can also destroy Historic Sign, get that effect to go off. So being able to have this card at your disposal is really good. And her secondary effect is if another Harpie monster you control would return to the hand, you can, except during the damage step, you can target one special summon monster your opponent controls and return that to the hand. So you can combo her off with Dancer, because Dancer would be the optimal play to do that, because she bounces back to the hand and you can get her effect to go off. So it's really simple. I think you can get away with one, but just to have two at your disposal is really good. So 2 copies of Harpie Conductor. And then I play 1 copy of Great Fly. I don't really like this card, but I mean, he comes up when I need to. It helps you to recycle cards that's in your graveyard added to your hand. So if you have Harpie's Pet Dragon and you want to go for, like, play with him, you could. Or you want to target something in your graveyard, you could. So he also gives you a little tech boost for your girls, which is always nice. So 1 copy of Great Fly. Then I play 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix. This by getting rid of bad cards in your hand and also popping back row. Then I run the new Mech Knight card. I want to give a shout out to my man Brad because he told me about this card and he's really good. The fact that he can't be target for card effects, and if he battles, he doubles his attacks. He's really good, and I feel like he's probably one of the best Link monsters that we have out right now. And he's so easy to make in this deck, so easy. Then I run 1 copy of Soryuja. Soryuja, we already know what he does. I really miss Tomahawk because he was like my go-to guy, and Tomahawk made things happen. Next up, I run 1 copy of Mecha Phantom Beast Dracosack, and he was my old school card back in the day, and I love this guy. Pretty much what I use him for now is for Link fodder. I can use him and the tokens that he make for either my new Harpie girl or whatever. So he's pretty good. I mean, yeah, he's not that good anymore, but he is what he is, and he comes up when I need to. So 1 copy of him. I do run 1 copy of Big Eye. I mean, stealing your shit is awesome, and he still comes up clutch at times. Next off, I run 1 copy of Castell. Castell do come up good. Like I said, when you get that Hysteric Party block party going, you can just go off with this with all your extra deck monsters. Next off, I'm running 1 Chidori. I mean, he used to be my old school card back in the day. I wish I could play multiples of them, but space is kind of tight in the extra deck. I do run the Utopia combo. Being able to get over monsters you can't get over is awesome. Having Utopia and Utopia 39. Next off, I do run 1 Tornado Dragon because popping back row is what I like. I do run 1 Abyss Dweller because getting rid of certain extra decks that happens in the graveyard is awesome. And then rounding off, I do run 1 copy of Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. I swear, if you get him out on the field, your opponent can't absolutely do anything. The only way they can get rid of him is if they don't target him. They can't target him. So, that's another thing. And they have to either Kaiju him, Regeki him, or Dark Hole the field. So he's really good, and he can end games, and he's nice too. I like him. So that's my deck profile, you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Yeah. So this has been Harpie King, aka, Cosmo King, aka Harpie Guy, with the deck profile. So y'all enjoy yourselves and peace.